and check naba. Whenever I get the chance, I wish to remind you. Eka John Dramani Mahama Nkwa. Okay, you take care of everybody, every Ghanaian. Because, let's face it, he's one president. NPP 4 create himself with any papa. NDC 4 himself John Dramani Mahama with any papa. Etieka John Dramani Mahama with such a very good wife like Lordina Mahama. There's no way such John Dramani Mahama betima turning any against on running Crawford. But that is where you are the appointees. When you go to the grassroots, take care of the guys. When you see their cause, I know it's not easy, but let your PAs return them as many as you could. Messages as many as you could. So even at the height of the chief of staff, what's any message? A chesa dang, Julius Debra will still reply. That is the attitude. Mama mani nyese madru na John Dramani Mahama de oncha reshuffle. Reshuffle so ba mama nyamadwene so be kan bia mama. Aha ye tie ye resa Ghana be ye. Eti wa wontoto akwan ye. Enyo niema ye. When the day of reckoning comes, may obi enkene ni hwa. Go and take care of the branch executives, branch members. One way page mano, take care of them. And that is why I am the voice for the voiceless. But you say, Kwame, many video so before I go into the issues. And for now, I want to put it in a bracket of allegations for now. And Naminka said, another network so Anna me intercept tape no. And yeah, baba tape no, but me pese me can be kakra. Just a lead. As part of the content of what is listening to no. You realize that Yewura Asiedun Ketia, National Chairman of NDC, who was supporting and the now one senior journalist Bia Oyejuma OKFM. I think he's the morning show host. Morning show host. Kwame Nkrumah Tikesiye. Anna making that statement. But you see, I don't think that I should overrun my people. And if possible, join us live on Facebook. When I have some laser commentary to make. My duty is to make sure that every president succeeds. Whether you believe in me as a journalist or you don't, me duty no. Anytime I say, now the danko kufa rutiya, ebianko succeed. But time where he perceives that we're his enemies. But John Dramani Mahama, you realize that he's a listening president. After your bottle where the little commentary I want to believe say a bedroom baby and pesedru. Minya Fatu Mami.
Siegu from Masara
from Facebook never.
Now any say
the statement now
2028.
Because I idea who here make a see a part of
Abe print as flag bearer of the NDC.
Wow.
Now, powers that be in the 2028. They know Abe print say as flag bearer. Now, so Baba dear, what is popularity? No me ade dear. Any Obia, we are an ally of Chairman Asiedun Ketia. You catch up. That's what Baba dear. What is popularity? Dear. Says a young man post you need to I was support him.
Let's work on the tape. Let's work on the tape because
appointments in
the baby. Echo. Yes, let's work on
I know.
It's saying and said good afternoon, champion and to Nakwe. I say Rahel from Nungwa watching you live on CTV. and listening to you on Accra FM. Pai Isaac Sam. I say, please, the sound is very bad. Yes, we're working on it. We apologize profusely. Victor Kwesi, more fire. And I can say, Jumo Fia, Betty Friotino. And I'm Waseni Jabibre, Richard Ofusu, or say gas filling station at Asante Achemago is charging the old price, no reductions. Nuntin a year fre a year transport operators, road transport operators. So many wage Mark Del Maconi was a pound of gold was 11,800, but now 8,200. In fact, things are coming down and down. And come back to check dollar rate, mommy. Check CD to dollar rate, mommy, because they are too forcing. Ane Sami Jemfi, ane Yevra Siama, Omoyo, a finance ministry, Bank of Ghana, any gold board respectively, Charlie, fantastic, super fantastic. Yeah, how they are working seriously in making sure said dollar and bejina brand no look hotel could in America and found so promise them and non promise them. These guys are doing so well. And when say so come marketer, Omatiti Bebreso. Oh yeah, that's Omatiti Bebreso. Oil and when I know me town 1,000 Ghana cedis, say about 550. I didn't try to make out. Oh, Opa market it's about 550. I bro, now say a miss Makoto fridge. Oh, Makoto fridge. Say, you almost say so no. Anna sign Crofono, yeah, mom didn't advert in Momunti. Oh, yeah, Makoto fridge. Some can see Makoto fridge. Some make cry and having Monday because of fridge. Sounds okay, so now motivated. Yes. Okay, so Makoto fridge. Sunday no. Yeah. Me got fridge na me to no mo ton that fridge no. Yeah. 400 liters. Okay. Esun can say maybe 5 liter confusion me kai me liter no me dey mato fridge. So say kakra na omutu e kan na. So onim say minim liters. It was said that na 400 liters. Ade me nya bi nka. Ja liters asem me mato fridge. Simple, yeah. Makika ni na aboti. Me yi me hu na makoto. Ai. Mes ma pra me hu nyina. Yankasa no bi yankasa bi wo ho. Ya pra ho ne dey akoto fridge. Can I say senior work on the video, man? Yes, I'll play it right after this. Okay. It's so we now saying Sunday me down me say prices no fridge na no mo ton 8,000. Okay. Fridge na yes. Black mirror yes. And you see one standing fridge kese no. We dispenser we ni no. We say fridge no. Yeah. Say bi na apprenti mo o say enche na me worry. Now worry. I worry there yes mo worry abo mo. Inti ana me koto obi. Sa fridge no mo ton 8,000. Say o nya na say. It me nya 5,990. Hey. Yeah. It's just imagine o. That is almost over 2,000 cedis. Over 2,000. Me dear no. When I to be can Ghana work for ako misko to me no. Because nyama boy for. That me say Ghana work for a story back on the kuku. Yama mo one yeah kuku. Oh, I hear me and mo one say. Because people come to me. Okay, lead na. Lead na yes and kind. Yes. Yanka say there's rising cost of living. We never said that. You say above for mum. But oko kind body of insem no kind no. Not so many we ya drink. No ni pa no try no na one reconcile control idea in the body with, yes a radio host come near crash here nyam crash yes yeah koko 3 cd yeah nti nyama body akofom fridge na making me check a price now 5,990 okay so that's it okay and quickly me who say sardine am 8,000 na say about 5,990 di and ma menya ntem nto yeah so that's it me plan crash me pay 65 inches. But I know so about form. I'm telling you. Yes, I know so about form. Personal brand because minim say we be next week Monday. Na CD and I'm 8 to 7 CD. Na no dey. My yes edwa me dino. Yeah. Me dey no. O hear calculation na 9 o say ya say electronics no. I'm tired 999 to so. Yeah. To me dey about 9,990 something. That is the fridge. It's supposed to be that price. I can say the freezer. Almost 10,000. Almost 10K. I know your original price. Original price. Almost 10K. Original price is 10K. But me turn 7,650. Wow. It can be here. I'm telling you. Me save close to 3,000 Ghana cedis. Yes. Me save getting to 3,000. I also start getting to 3,000. Get it. It's more Mahama Baso, and you see, we're in your politics. Politics, say like you doom light him on Mohammed.
No, we are real.
No, but if it is politics, so what?
No, we are real.
Real.
Can no price no you see?
Yeah.
And I say no price no aqua form.
Yeah.
What save you almost 3,000.
That's right.
3,000 crown. Ubet me that now I want day. Company me momudin. Because omuntia. Omuma me fridge no. Who's almost a chair iron cracker.
Okay, a bit more my son made end my mania here. But it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
And trust me, the issue on the ground, the air cost war for my say dollar nintino. Amanyama bebre akofom.
That's right.
Fuwa nintino.
That's right.
Amanyama bebre akofom. Kane ade ana yetimi tono 10,000 and then etimi ba 7,000.
Esa Ghana for who say antina medical case or ton kudwe in America. Aban we buy no. Akane na e-levy how so we ye free.
Yes.
Akane na emissions levy how even though it was not operational, but of course sir abandoned any we near they would have operationalized it because na emrano hon did that they needed to operationalize it we ye free hono aban we buy no fuel ye to so affect bibia eswa drastically because ade na close to 17 cities and about 12 Ghana cities at pumps we enu free hono mu a enuane. What I say?
Yes.
They say never form. Apart from that, and so no cedi. Saying holding against the dollar, and you say cedi no so near the yes some be breed $10. They call kra enyema. So when the cedi gains strength, of course, enyema ko ye. See, His Excellency,
yes, of course,
John Dramani Abaso.
But why are they pa? Say at least missing.
Yes.
Say. Yeah, Papa John Dramani mama, mami 1 cedi kra. What the why the policy are is rather giving me more money to save than say we share more coin say the 50 cedi.
But Kwame, there's an issue.
What issue?
And a bina Richard Benji Diaban. Dollar no de cedi bono.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yatete sa economic win so. But does it reflect at the local market? Because Utienia Richard Benji Diaban this morning I bought Kokonte 10 Ghana cedis, very small. So please tell the food sellers to increase how much they cut food.
Okay.
So sometimes you know, even though about from no, person better so. This is trot any tax of way.
No, and no, some have done it. Men can say Accra 80%, 90% omatete transport fares. Now what the onye king otuna kaneno oto emwa ana ukoto binku. Maybe yate kesium 10 cedi na yate kesium. Okay. So aba form no uzuzu say kesium na yate ye de bibeka so what you say and na we all need to entreat all our market you
very well
obia on board say yate nyama so no ufuo ukokrom na also ukwaku didwa nyama na yate so into ba eduane no mane nko suru kakra so dia say certain cedi se na ote atre miensa yate fuel so no yate transportation so no
so increase
na dollar no so esu na cedi na rise no
very well
unyama no mane nko suru
Kwame mesra mo ECG mo hwe adusa quarters man 15 ra say omuda light out but you see me nkwara me mo tape we and tape ya me buy and this inform penny for Muntie bi mame na the National Executive Committee Muntie bi mame Functional Executive Committee of NDC Muntie bi mame Your Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama tie bi mame bacho Muntie na me bought tape ni wi a makasem kakra o because a train car empenyifo say no nkyere say abontensofo emefankudi and let me say near me it was intercepted from another network by one other senior journalist. And we are not saying that is the position, but you bet you know I'll give a commentary on that. Mini Fatum Lianko. Fatum
Lianko from Masabambu, from Bofu. Now, any say 2028. Wabeba, Abe Trinity as flag bearer
of the NDC. Wow.
Powers that be ni bebre nim. Omunim say they know say Chamasi Edu obetimi obeba. Na so obeba dia what is popularity num ne ade ne dia. Ene obia we are an ally of Chairman Edu nketia bia no. Ye katew.
Ye you afri ho.
Aha.
Sakwa he.
Say ye ma post ni bi kura.
When you start crying, I
support no.
Hey,
any
petty more slow.
The Bakubi Kurakoba and say appointments in the baby. Need the enemy.
Hey,
I know.
I was your bread party
because NDC is a seeding Katia and a seeding Katia is NDC.
Any innocent.
Okay.
What a family.
Now, would your mamma bear me, Nubi? Sure. Will be now oil. Your friend is Willie Men's oil. Where a former CEO of New Adibiasi Football Club.
Okay.
Why a sea dunketia? I was fast.
Okay.
Why and your war fair be prayer the end of the year. The contractor no boss so near the ending in a tin time.
Hey, no more diaba.
I come.
Wow.
And you are uncle. The cousin Bako, your friend Kwabeneji.
Hey,
one also know a boy. Oh, yeah, you know, any idea Yaba, a dread bower. I take you over. Aha.
No, yeah, it's almost son.
As a son, until no, Kwabeneji, no, you were saying Katia fast. Any Willie Manson, just say a sideline home. Or your business one and a woman is cack of one warfer. But a bassa, I said, Wabre. And I'm right. 20 day no kojina deka mo Supreme Court no. O de calculator ko en.
2020.
2020 ya. Nti de nko apoto. O chi so de bom. E na me kura me de ya me dwen ni se. Se nyame ka se obeyi no se flag bearer of the NDC obeyi no. Se nyame ka se wanyi no anye den. Onyi no. But ade ne de mo cha ni huni pa bi wo ho no mo se kwabena jei no ni ade amuyi ni free gold na mo pebia ma wo mo na wo so di abre no wai odie di abre en odie entimpani wedi part no mo na mo yo aha na mo yo nso a wo mo abre pen no na mo hye won ni munyam ama no aye pepepe aha it the hint ni say ye we say edu nkatia
o mo ya sare o mo na ni ni
Chese, yenya wiye ya se oni wafa ase ni Willie Men soil. Ani eye mawo. Ni srema mo mani bi. Mo ma bra ni bi.
Mo mani bi no wabre.
Wabre.
So se wo nya hwe.
Eni wafa ase kwabena je ni a pushing for out of goal. No anu soko. Mo mani bi. Ase du nketia de. Enka post ko de beguna nim. Ena chama yia na so oyi no wabra was mo fa de aka na nkoko yi. Because with part bi aba power. Over 7,000 appointments to make. It is a bus. Oh, we any war flag bearer position. So, Nesse,
definitely, Mubay new flag bearer.
Yes.
Obia so ba bepre. I say we can say akonwa to ade hye na epre. Enti ode hye bia ba bepre. Enti so obi nso beba na bia modikan nya ntia na modikan hunu so odipa so mase onya obeba. Umo bia akwa na mo
pushing in crowd crowd out.
O say
me say pushing in crowd out to crowd of business.
Enyo.
Cause when no crowd there.
Mo ma ayi.
Okay, so that's it live on Accra 100.5 FM. Asem we empenyifo se besepa ne kunia haban yetase ne banyansa fom because asem no a kwame nkomati kese ka no e hotro nemo empenyifo se asem be fia asem no abi ana hwefo ne yeka mame ni kan establish se we ye kwame nkomati kese asem a onoka we nye the position of the station. But Nientia me ye interested. Say me resist the same way na makanon. Sene beya entu man pamrika. enkudru baby a ebedru sabre no na me hu yanka de no hagem sabre nso na kachi nti me di kan bu baby say empanyimfo say etire ni tire nka eno nkyere say obontin so ni emefa nkudi. Let me first establish on Citizen Show say meaning say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama onye vindictive. That must be on record. Let me also establish say meaning say niema bebre ne betimi akoso a John Dramani Mahama bimpa no te ho machi, because there are things that yetimi ye behind a certain president. A bedru say bia ebro be ho no na bia na akwakoye too late. Min kase ni akwa men komati kese kan say asaline ne ase dun ketia to the extent say onwa ni nua no wo go ye yi no na Willie Mens and obit say Willie Mens, he's been so helpful to the party. Let me be frank, he's been so helpful to the party. Edimba come friend pie Mr. Sari, it is such a person say we tria manafia in chiriso dibo. I mean no two ways about it. Yenim krofo kra se bi wa kra bia wo ono so ye kakra e bia wa manone waba ono so de bom ni nyina boa e shepi mamu no. It is such a person ye yini free mu a emfa. Eti midika ka say minim say because the president is not vindictive, and minim say because we position of a brother journalist no mean to mean conclude say that is it. But respectfully, Your Excellency, this is just a plea that a son will give to a father. You know I love you and I don't want you to fail. Tibibi bia sebi emwa mamu no utudako enunti na mteya me pa cho hwe mu mame, because me de minim sente sa na mum sete sa sremo adwuma say dun ketia ye de, we cannot take it away. And let me tell you, elections mpanyifo say akonya tufia adisha na pre. If I'm not sure this even has to do with or is connected with coming flag barrage, because I said Dunketianwa Bekan, oh, is it Class FM or one of the stations here? Say it's too early. Say yeah, pray Akonya. Was it Accra FM? Kwam Accra FM. I know Sanka class, right? Or say it's too early. Say yeah, pray Akonya. So I don't want to believe say a hokran say Yajuniko. And even if that is the positioner, almost Obibi or Baba contest in NDC. So I qualified in Kwandia. Woman na Jano. Say Dunketiao. Say me Papa Julius Debra. Say any of the other people, whoever comes, look, I know say NDC for there. Woman konkoye gidi say encrophobia ni moma or how see at the end of the day. They are matured people. They will have a fair contest. At the end of the day, whoever emerges victorious as the flag bearer after John Dramani Mahama, Ghana for in NDC, they will support the person. Eti me pamocho, send me kind. Wait there, I am just bringing it to the attention, if not notice, of the president, because for all you know, president unim hoshe. And like I indicated, we have a president who is not vindictive. Notwithstanding, we have a national chairman a year jumaye. It yesre se bibisa o ha menka se bibisa o ho, but se bibisa o ha ahobrasia kwanso. Functional Executive Committee, National Executive Committee, Council of Elders of the party. Monfia ho asem na mon siesie, because benkum dware nifa na nifa enso adware benkum. Me ka kiro say asemi besepane ko ni habam. Se mantase ne banyasafo mu a monfa ncheme. Enso no kura de ba kope.
All right, abusia, mame mo bibia kwa aba. Ensem no na yekotie ye no. NDC aban ebo mo homodin. Omo try say ombe put smiles on Ghanaians faces. What you say? Na bibia timi akoso. Eno na ye nyina ye den ye bo ho mpae. Se amanyuko no ana se aban no bibia betimi atoto yi na oman no so yetimi afa ye ntoma pa afra, because oman Ghana eda ho no msese no bibia meka NDC is our last hope. This government way aye John Dramani Mahama eda no so mo ntimi anye bibi
Omo ntimi anyi bibia na se sebie nyaado oman no esensi ne ti ase bio a ebeya asem. Omo anyi bibi na se Ghana yesanko yetibia deda ni mu a ebeya asem. Enti moma yemfa empaibo de bia meka moma yemfa mpaibo entai NDC for echi regardless na yemede say yewra former president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo o endorse ye papa John Dramani Mahama ni prayer day na wayi ni wo afi bia mu no esi ho no say nyina yen support mehu ye no na yemede pa say ya nkasa ye former president enche ye kra wa endorse sa oman no Bible kra ka se oman a sebi onim nyame no osi apene oman a onim nyame no osi apene enti no se Ghana ye di nyamesom ka ho na ye ye adwuma nyamesom wo nipa mu a ebeboa ama sebi aburu sebi nyaado adwuma bi a wo ye no omo de hya wo nsa wonso betimi aye ni yie ade bi a wo ye no wonso odi adwempa ene ebeye but the kobase nyamesom ni mu nyame nti mu a ye di office mawa so be create ghost names be create ghost names edin a sabi exist even edin a omo wu for almost a decade na still na mutu omuka NSS asen na making na still no mutu yaka because of say obiti baby and a secretary na ekogu na account. Meanwhile no obiti ase secretary no onya anka or deserve that person well deserve it but secretary no ne nsanka what in a mecho na say secretary no ne nsanka enti mama yemfa mpaibo ne nyamesom embra yimu enti sa oman konkoro Ghana enyi yida even though obeye kra na ebeche. Na on that note no yenti Ivan Chey Innocent one Captain Kwadwo Smart Onua TV so abobo maame Professor Angela right okay Angela Ofori Atta, that is the wife of former finance minister Yewra Ofori Atta any some of the beto abontin efa Yewra Ofori Atta ni health what I say now almost OSP senka onya abotare na fe na omaye surgery into no 3 months odi 3 months after that no be decide so be ban so babusha for maybe obi kan asem bi odi yenkoti eye Ivan any captain almost submission and bra ko ba meto aso edi ama
put alata diana na Ghana ni anyway I'm only asking so what trocrat aba said nikunu surgery na yesi e be no ya yawie na mom be ma no be hia bosome porpore emiensa una me sha se fi innocent ho so you say 90 medical days e kire say eno minim say be working days na medical days maybe Monday to Friday 90 and I said maybe Innocent will be the best person to explain this to us. Many sure saying who medical field. Tony ho. Enti said the one him dada no ebano prostate hu ne manema na there's a new medical technology UK for na in crofobin na dey sade na ba first nanka wo Johnson no prostate na semba ho a yitwa okase tenten na ya dabi robotic surgery no your body to say pew na ye wie eno no kura na ye wie ya wa cha 3 days yesi bibia wa asase so wie person ye bia no which we here because you correcting a comma near the amount but can frata the end there ye wie na mmom no ohia bosome porpore miensa na ode atiapo otiapo wie na so beba Ghana na waba Bishop's match over to you.
Captain, my mencha what you for. That menka say you sympathize with Ken Ofori because yare the obia to me yare said that there be a Mexicano and cancer nya there a toswa the papa. So for him to being exposed to your friend saying such a situation is an ordeal. I definitely know he will have to go through and as a forum. But the what makes this whole thing funny? The aspect the people communicating to the government of this country, the people who are giving out the information and as a forum. Because there has been a formal activation of communication between Ken Ofori and the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Any Niama Bia Kosubiano, that former channel no should be activated. Relevant information is available. Biano must not even come from Ken Ofori. Maybe the hospital by now should have been able to establish that link. So it's a Ken Ofori agree that kind of communication can be streamlined. Anything that comes to Ghana will appear to be an official statement coming from Ken Ofori and the doctors. That one is official. We take it for something value. What the analysis are. We cannot base this whole thing on a theory that has been propounded by a wife. Are you very insignificant in this whole thing? Koso. Obetimia can then some, but the thing is, can the state take in some and the wife formally? Abra, the state near ready to go after the person in this particular manner. For me, I think that this whole thing, they are just joking and toying with the people of this country. And I have sat on this platform and I have told you, say, Ken Ofori and you're not being so about Kurumase. So Ghanaians should just forget about it. So president, the government, any former channel that has to be activated. So extradition, or the way a man will go after things, Yes, surgery, sometimes you anticipate possible complications because cancer if it is true complications but some of these things must not come from a wife. Say Ken Ofori person taking it serious man the doctors actually formally to the Office of the Special Prosecutor or the people of this country say these are some of the reasons why because we anticipated there may be a possible post-surgical complications we want full recovery for the person and he says this period then you bet me the number. So whenever you are communicating in that particular line a man for will take you serious than a wife or in any medical way and in some now it's not backed with any fact he will come about resurrected the long held notion and impression. Some of us will say the gentleman is not ready and are not prepared to come to this country because prior to the surgery, and I've told you, say, not on you be another bedridden, or you be a obetimaka or dampum on to me nante, and you want to be Magana, or you want to be international flight team, then as a phone because you see, some of these surgeries, ayana and yet your friend is saying, how do you call it? Surgery, an emergency surgery. Some of these things, sometimes a planned surgery. That is why I'm man long term. So it means that you put to put for sometimes they give you time and whole lot of stuff. And all this time I can Ofori and Ghana back and forth for so Mayo Clinic was so bad faith. He never demonstrated any good faith, say, or Ghana to account for what things that he has done in this country. And said the Mr. Culture, Ghana for are angry and they are in expectant mode. Very often, they say, "I can't be a captain." A man for sympathizer with the person. Say, "I can't be area." It doesn't matter. The Nippon or enemy crowd. You see, said there is a bit of empathy. But if you go to various social media platforms and you see the way manner Ghanaians are reacting to this Ken Ofori tenor, you could see that there is zero empathy in this whole thing because you know why? Nema Kosu Okroma Ken Ofori at the center of the epic scandals of corruption across Okroma. And we are talking about people who have significantly suffered at the hands of this gentleman. A man from a bank, Papa Kwasindu, Matisse, the man is not even well. I will be okay, Numa, man for Jumura, and they are dying a Kaura and Oteho. Or see about things as a man from Betches in the because God Coast, there are several people, Musica woman, Bessino Monsankaya, and there are several other staff at Air Coso. So for me, I think that we need to show that seriousness. That kind of and demonstrate to the people of this country. Say he is ready to account for his crimes because Neamana Akosu Okroma, he is the masterpiece at the center of this whole corruption puzzle. Now, here try to unlock. Said that there be a Mexican, and for me, I think it's very shameful. Said the Akosu on Nabusian for are trying to play and toy with the minds of the people of this country, and for me, that is the problem. And Captain. Nansa me to say let the bia babontia keno for Atta family na chokoma special prosecutor say omunyi na busia omunyi no mfiri ya fan Interpol red alert no so na egu family nanima say daben you see and make say society na a team no there is absolutely no shame because say nipa was sense of shame and remorse that would be the last thing for them to do and that was absolutely nonsense, you understand, because you see maybe some who say abra na keno for Atta kroma no gu amanfo bank bon kwase abosia ye de oye ni nyina na family no mu ko vacation wa China and I know more Zimbabwe. They never heard what happened when the gentleman was out there doing all the nasty stuff. Ghana for you megu Papa Kwasindium ogu ni bank when we had other options, because I mentioned sir in 2008 America had similar challenges when Obama came. There was a tax asset a district where you reliever a buying on the buyer just to buy all these district companies out of debt. And Chase Bank and JP Morgan Chase in more financial way, the government and make it available to go and buy this bank. Because in the financial sector, then banks will have liquidity challenges. In America last 2 years, about Signature Bank and several other banks, because they all have challenges. Well, what they do is whenever they signal the red signs in the pet, then they try either merger acquisition and I say takeover. Then I say for them, say nipa no no or musika or monsanka. These options were available on the table. We proposed to Ken Ofori and said no, don't go after the individuals, don't go after the bank. You're Ghana for a year, Juma. He never listened to anybody. The gentleman destroy bank, destroy life. Obi a bank manager, we are not to preko or kwan family no omante. When all this nasty stuff were going on in this country, did you ever hear second of Atta or family Okroma say? When even the NPP as a political party, some got peeved and said no, the gentleman is destroying our party, and for that matter, and the president will have to take him out. You know, did we hear any family? When the guy was here as a finance minister, I sat and I told you that he was sick. Man can't tell. Our program way, so I told you that the guy was sick. Because the guy was puffy. At the time, no, the family no any love for that gentleman. And because no said no, Ken. At this time, take a break, go and seek care for yourself. You allow him to hang on because at the time people were enjoying him, people were flying first class, people were enjoying big contracts. You never spoke, and until now, Ghana for Atta family, they are concerned about politics and whatever that happens in this country. Go back to your friends at the banking sector. Among for your friends saying, yeah, the Omodi Musika. Ekoto government bond na se for them and merwafo nkokrafo mu wo kroma omodo mu ni family. I think they should give us a break. Some of this nonsense doesn't fly in the face of logic and in the face of reasoning, and we even anger Ghanaians anymore. And it is as a result of some of these things. And in Ghana for are not showing any empathy, sympathy towards the gentleman despite the health ordeals in Nasafo Okom, because I want to hear Nema Waino Kroma now had the current predicament now. There is no way I sympathize with him because a bidum there on one hospital or papa ya Kama pharmaceutical so Senti mine died as a result of all these things and Ken Ofori Atta one way or the other then saw the death of these people because they died as a result of hardship or the also among for banking sector all these things were going on. We never heard of a family realizing said Niamana Yabano Yandi very dangerous until let us come in. When the guy was foolishly borrowing in this country, I already seek a kinky party because Wakobosia, Nanya Dam the Wotima Okobosia. Ya floaty bonda party and we celebrated some of this nonsense in this country and people thought yes they are the intellectuals. Now we all saw what happened and then I tried to get out of the woods. Under him Ghana's economy got junk and all the rating agencies it got to a point the whole Ghana, a sovereign country, could not step out there to borrow money because the gentleman has decapitated the head of the Ghana's economy. So I think that the family, wherever they are, they should just shut up and give Ghanaians a break because you see, we are not interested in those nasty politics because if they had anything sensible to say, a branch and finance minister, maybe in what transama all these things out for omombe wu omomoduma be say asay papa kwasi ndo papa yon fa ne ajabe military mine captain what say omo life ne na se for amoaben omo di omo ka ne na se for you think omo do omo nya ni
life asay o
omo nya busuafo e ka papa kwasi ndo di amanfo I have a friend or a medical doctor there ni sika was a Gold Coast ni about 500 to 600 million na se for obi there 1 billion obi there 3 billion these things not happen because of Kedo for Atta Ogu Bank, you know. If nothing at all, you need to take over because you see, as a government, you know, the economic security of the people no is paramount. And sometimes a man for say moye greed intina modi musika kwa I see said that statement is absolute nonsense because as a state, you know, it is your responsibility to ensure that you regulate these financial institutions so that Ghanaians will not fall because obo my mo nyankopon boy nyansa for o se da bon kwase afon so don't forget that. Yes, I know too fly.
Nyamutra na so ya na court speed do.
Oh, it's a fact.
Nyankopon na boy nyansa for.
Yes, obo daje bon kwase afo siesi omo kama wo ye no tu ye nyina fry. What I say? So those vulnerable people, no, it is the responsibility of the state to ensure that he protect those people. Now your father say, "Pasi da dura umu asori bi amam 40 teams on kote nyame asem." Now what na more dam about sora for atade so kwa.
I was talking to Jay and I said that them your president then so die ni bebre wo kwa.
Yes. Yes. And o kwara di party so now things nyame asiesie the kama obo ne say deeper we nim nyansa so or they will suffer awasase we so. By the state, you know, adwuma ne say those vulnerable people, no, you take care of them. So in the same way, look at the financial sector now. Obinya tisa di biaba ebia no nimu hu nim de ordinary ka be kwa kwhyem. So the state, you know, award that regulatory mechanism na se for no. It is your job to ensure that you take care of these vulnerable people. You don't allow them to fall prey to some of these enterprises. Na nipa no kotom wia wa baka say oh your friend is saying ono ani greed ni na se for no. And these are things that the financial sector na ya but your friend saying captain yatena krom ha ama saa nema we nyina onfodi nema se yetimi yema ne yeye no yanya ne yie economy na Ghana economy da kam enye nyame adom de ne dollar ne cedi na stabilize amaye ka eso aslash by down nke ne Ghana ka egu ye so enye ka ketwa and it's not as if that these people didn't know what they were doing because the whole concept the whole motive ne say you're taking over the financial sector of this country. Now you're making sure that we own it, we control it. Even in opposition, we'll still be in control. But catch any person, you should know that the most important thing that has to do with impacting positively on human beings. That is the only thing. Because I told you there, you will need human beings. It's not about the many assets and so forth. But all these silly guys, when they got the money, you know what they did? Back for Timiko Jina Estate, no, I can't danya bombe 100, no, I told you, way and what way. Nobody focus on humanity, building the next generation. And as a first nipa da sanibe who say, oh, Abraboya ye boy, man, so these are the contribution, Matimia, man, leave this particular legacy there for the younger generation. Sabaya or Monsono. It is all about ourselves making sure that we build a financial empire for ourselves, our family, and the next generation to come. So now what we are saying we are sure you know that you push them to a pedestal. They can make life on their own. You understand that? But these criminals will only make sure they set their children up forever, and for that matter, no, they will be out of everybody's league. They live with a certain lifestyle. But I will come no. Na say Canada yes, I money no, your sweat, your taxes, and for na man for DD. So for me, I think that the states have to be very radical. Makase said John Mahama buy we see Diamond Ghana Nibia. Now to talk more, Bianasa will go after these criminals. Ghanaians will never forgive him, and that is what he should do. And I like the way the Attorney General is going about it. Look at how few people sat at NSS. Me, Eddie and Sakobo, mine sikam Sabayiwa, we on them Kroma, and then Wakota Football Club, and then I say people were hailing her left, right, center. Nobody on his right senses. The question is, where is this person getting this money from? Not knowing, they've created a syndicate, a criminal investment, a cartel. And on my year, and on Master ghost names, they are Ghana and quantity to your ghost, not the Otsasi in Gianaka, and that's a problem. Our ghost names over 80-something thousand. And yet to me, a first state way sika, neither quite ya collateralizing a quite loan in us for Sanema when you know Banks are no more yes, they knew They knew the fact, they knew what were going on. So for me, I think time has come for us to set the red lines in the sense Nyan country Ghana and he said, you need Akwenya no the Obenya to serve. Akwenya no yedbama, but Oba now be messy apa. The laws of the land, you know, need to deal with you. Say by ya Ghana for be who say, or mine, you cannot joke with the country because you see, say you create that aura of weakness around us where people come to power, they mess up, and I know that all that they can do. They say. Yamfa ahem from Kopachao, Yamfa Sofoni, Chinian Kopachao, and we will be forgiven. Trust me, we will never go anywhere because there are countries that far larger people that suffer similar fate. The last time I make a show, the United States of America, Captain, in the year 1973, they had a vice president. Your friend is Fêár Agni. What he did, he said, "Now or a senator of Maryland." Under him, no, at the time, I know a senator, no, not or evade tax and tax kickbacks and then answer for an buyer. When the issue pop up, the people of America make sure said the vice president of the Republic of America will resign. And I'm going to your friend said Gerald Ford didn't buy it. Gerald Ford buy a vice president, you know, a year after, somewhere August 1974. And the president now noticed so Watergate scandal falling. That is Nixon. So Gerald Ford is the only person in the history of the world that what the vice president and the president of America will be on to Obama because of scandal as we see here. Look at how people have suffered for this. By people mess up and we think so it's okay, he's a big man, he cannot face prosecution, the consequences, everything, and then you wave you off. And that is the kind of argument people are making. So kind of for that in the life you know self Ghana. Abra Yara Krano he was dedicated to because I be one there. And the guy was out there making foolish investments, foolish decisions. And all these things was benefiting him. And it's the reason why I held it on to. Because he was sitting on some of the things that you on himself or Soroso Kotenafia and once and Baba. At the dying days, Nakufa do Unifrio. Or Unifrio will move out of this country. So the air cost not say a master plan or more draw and a play out. So Ghanaians should not fall for some of this nonsense. Aban should make sure say extradition process must be activated and you making sure say these people young for Mumra Kruma and Enyana Mamena no so convicted for a mass log no so I think that process should also be activated. No so Mumra Kruma say. You see, we need to be very ruthless in our approach. Now you're making sure say you cannot steal from this country and get away. And for me, that has always been my conviction because Captain, so what to when you call outside Accra? Now you see the way people are suffering then as a former. So such a country, you know, we cannot allow some of these things to happen and then people get away with it.
Thank you. Lucius.
Captain.
Bema na hojo. Yen kwai.
Captain Medasi. Amemfa kwanya na menchia ahwefuo nyina. Menchia ahwefuo nyina na menchia NDC fo a benso baje bra be hwe nyina. Na Captain yade de obia ni ho ne o wiase ha onyare. Obia etumi yare e ma ne yi. Enti se koba ne se obedi dwuma di bi na se yade be si ho kwan a eno nko ade yetimi eden yetimi exempt o. Mpanimfo kan se bi se yisai eyi yade. Enti se oye ohene mpo a usai se o se anadu anopa bibia ye be fra obia no obeden obeba na mmom yade nko ane yade a ebetimi ama ohene ye be fra na obeka se o mintim nyeden mintim emma enti kenofuriata yare a otise onipa bia o asase so enti no ebetimi aye nokre se oyare na mmom se woni obi yeden edi nkita ho a se ntimi respect nipa no nso ni nyansa wati ase se otimi ema amanfo hu se onipa yi so o nyansa odwen enti no enka in the first place no kenofrata se o yare a ye no mu binum ye nya doctors enti no se o pese on ye communicate a ni papa mu ye se babi a ukoye a ye hwe wo no se utima saa hospital kro ana se doctor kro no oyeden ochro na otimi edebra OSP na ono nso etimi eden ekenkan se ono kra ntensem na ewo krata no mu ase a megidie se your doctors akuku dam wo ho a bebetimi ayede akan number analyze e bi akire special prosecutor say yade asumasi no wo yeden wo yare me ne wo kasa yi ye timi to yen safro OSP to yen safro na what make you excuse from January and I mean can say February no ho no ne issue we started say oto yen safro wa time bia o de yade eni yi ho ano yade na wo di yi ho ano no so nyina na akwa eti say wa mom no te ho no ma o churchron krata e de yede e de bre OSP na ene ya ye kan ho asem yi ene de kra mpo de akwa ye o wife o yiri mom ne ne de ono ka kire Ghana fo say yade na o yare no ene wa ye surgery no awie eni nti no obeba in 3 months time. Now the question is that sa information you know ehefa no wife edi free or no communicate as a surgeon or no mom eye operation no no e report ya Ghana for ana say or communicate as a personal aid ana say saying nti wotimu say enya dia kenofuriata na busuafo be respect Ghana for be muye in the first place because ohwe ne ya communication na or the buyer no needless na che say krampo de kame akwati say ono na to information na to abontin say special prosecutor pa onkofa na ohun say ne kunu no ayeden akoye surgery and into 3 months time ne obeba na unse eni na Ivan o sha ase okay say special kenofuriata enye na dwen say obeba Ghana ne aba Ghana china enti eno aho tricks no widen wa sha ase a oye no and mene no so ya adwen asasem na okan mene no ya adwen in the first place na enu kwanse special prosecutor yenhwe ha makelofuriata efri man
there be said that time no be an issue any arrest order be for him
say na ye information na open say we investigate no and two person investigate na nipa no haro nko ade na ese nka otimi eden wo hwe investigate na ansa na wako be sabre ya wako akodi ho edie ebe eden wahu eni ntino ne me ka bia akwa wie say sa way of say ayi kenofuriata no na busuafo wo ho ma na busuafo aka ache o say red alert na to wunyini mfuo wo ho ana na yere enso de ayi communicate eba wo ho ana nti chese kame akwati say buo na ne benye den be mu Ghana fo this is somebody what na Ghana high say atini ayeden adi insamoni bebre ama busuafo et ho ehwe kenofuriata and or the idea no one but time na NPP was nyama bebre ekosu starting okay ayi or friend saying man Williams Tevi NCA charge via the ball Williams Tevi about $4 million ayi corruption the scandal papa not every week be no arena issue na katita esheno. But every week be not oko court twice. Every week oko court twice. Oko Tuesday no wasin oko Thursday. Person be no spend 4 hours. Until within the week na man no spend 8 hours e court. NPP for hu ni mobile. Say obi a owo renal issue katita shen or court na court. Na katita shen or the court. 4 hours within a week or twice and then bamfa no wan chenu besan jeli 16 years where near NPP for 18 years no asasi so but jeli 16 years na jail no nyina no osanko maritime hospital every year bia be from offense and prison no akọ maritime hospital enti other jail nyina no osane hwe no ho yade enti se yetim de yade yiye ho anu sei dia e ma ne yeyi a adenti a ho no mom no wotimi prosecute obi nie oyare pina de no kotu na ho de hu nipa de wow NPP for no pese sometimes the person paint picture bi I say be first class human beings dia Bennett ye say be mom ne issue no fa be ho a justifiable but say any other person bia dia ene yemfa no famra kwan so na nsan ya ya chi wuntumi ana be ye woyo waya yi kwabnado for case be chi ayi kwabnado for bia obeye deputy governor esan be ye governor then time ayi bill terms abedi man no 100 million ene no na ye ayi chairman wuntumi de be ye hu dede saa enti no captain de me kan de akọwie say Ofori Atta obi a wa mamanfo bebre awu Ghana ha wa mamanfo bebre anya ofrensen yade a ne beko be yade what you say banking crisis ya ayi Ivan kan ho asemi now there wasn't any banking crisis bia artificial ban be create be share that create say na banks no issues because now the minimum requirement are banks no ehia Ghana high say 120 million ne ba nkasa betena ase share say yankuku minimum capital requirement emfa nko 400 million from just 120 million to offering 400 million now for the time ahode ama banks no say benfa ntu asa 400 million no just about 1 month the first can wo he nipa no antimi anya sika no.
So Ivan Che innocent only Captain Koji Smart any the other guy no bono guy no ne bono ne yemide mama kai bono ne bono ne yemide what I say yami shiramo for your nice submission ba no kwase me wom ni say obi kan sembi and sani pakwa I think say me the credit manner she deserve it that is Yankasa Iron Lady Yetiti Okra AOC TV first no Onye TV. Then say our can we see TV Ghana and Como right omu program no more omoyena no pano. Oka say Ofori Atta adia na busuafo eye. Anase adia omo eye they are planning on say Ofori Atta beye we obey surgery we we are obe relax for about 3 months. About after 3 months, they be decided so beba. 3 months, okay, say we almost 3 months, you June mo, young fan, July, August, September, I will say oba no more say beka another surgery be honum. I will say yako na yeding yamane kwaye. And also we are a bit may take like 3 or 4 months. Mfanchebe abusafo sa strategy no okay sa strategy no ana ya titi okaye ochiremu that is the strategy adopted by Ofori Atta and in Abusia. And of course me mega miti hey ohwe de ekosisi that is the same trend and omonam so right from February and omoka se papa ne beba or yes surgery even obeba and common can surgery ho asem and omo postpone du ba May and a May ni so wamba and omo si say June so wamba enti na omo sa postpone 3 months achi which is September ni duru ha there will be a different story. Eti bisa se papa no Ivan no mo kan sem ni na be pese me ka asem kituwa bi papa no hu hia se Ghana nkofo na omo edi omo sika koto bonda omo awu na na you see NDC aban se OSP one file plane they say akwa na Donald Trump se unkita PhD is a professor is one you NC US no hey Donald Trump was baby in a campaign ma Donald and I say, but sometimes it's na say African leaders ye wicked. As I was saying, how ban the African leaders. Odi no ye topic for another day. But OSP adia me hwehwe ni say enka ube bo anan na wakọ America ho because you are John the money Mahama bra na owo position no me kai Airbus scandal papa no utu kwan ko UK se hefa e she da ko hwehwe ni nsemu e si dan e na ene kinofrata de wo se wonko obetena hanom na wa da red alert Interpol hwane emfa ne bra. Meanwhile, different stories pops up every day. Different story pop up every day. Eti edi na esi OSP kwan me sometimes minti OSP asio. Sometimes I na yemi say OSP kwan no agro won ani so. Sometimes I na yemi say OSP kwan no den dwumadi no ono odi. Even adwuma no modi ama no opekasa chen say obeye adwuma no. You see, ebasa emane nye okay. You have the right to travel there and check whatever happened over there or whatever happening over there. You have that right. You have that moral right to go there. It is a what na Ghana hanum na omo bi catch you say omo see the health to say omo see why you say omo see why you say. I don't agree with you. Me no one ya adwin just a day. Me no one ya adwin just a minute. It is yura OSP Kiseja Benjin say well he's serious then he should go to abroad and check himself. Philly Gadochi unko no nkwohwe say yampasa kinofrata eda yare paswa. Na me maka NDC for mo opa mo fansa bebi enso nka mo kinofrata we mo ntimi anje Ghana sika wadi amagana. Me I'm not interested in jailing him because u jailing na wanje sika na eyekwa. But na me kan say the amount na we every free Ghana hono must be what refund back and as must be refunded back. So sika we nyina so manji na mama papa we fan ho dia. Hey, you forget about 2028 election. That is the truth. Forget about 2020 elections. It ye can yes report. Say sika na papa we di no. I was so heading otua. Sika na papa we ayedin oni na busuafo omoche di no. Ai no nanso ema nkofo binum eya eda hospital nkofo binum ye disabled nkofo binum fa mo hwere mo kra no se mo ntimi anje sika no na mo betena honom afefe mo se yeni OSP we ye rich OSP we ni tactics no kwa me sometimes mo me njini ndi OSP we sometimes ni tactics a obo no ama me njini ndi ayem say oh I'm so no kano nye serious. I am say OSP no kano sebi oni Kiseja oni amuka se kinofrata no yes some play games be mind games be no mo play Ghana for. Eti se ma momoni anda ho a enkofo we sa OSP no me hunu se adwuma no anye ne ye na o ye no because you can travel and check yourself and see say nipa no oyare ana wonyare otna hanom na omu di date brow na won so o ma date na wo di neto wanted list na wo yi free so na di neto red alert Interpol hwane ni na a waste of time. The only thing we need now is the money that he has stolen. Yes, he can why then wa amass from the Ghana no ye confess him no on nya sa stories no. It is owura ne ti America ho kra ne sika ni na yen sabe kan yen fa ho opo ntena ho no mon naturalize na onye American citizen but obetimi di sika ni na aba na nurse say yentu omuka teachers amala wansa kam hwane adwumayefo ani wo nyina ye dia mommo a eno beboa. That is good idea. Enti misramada and disabai mo make sure say sa dia we mo be put into consideration and sa 2028 I'm afraid so that will be in different candidate, you know. So that will be different candidate, you know. 2028, I'm afraid. That is it. I was therefore I say don't get you so almost say Uncle Fobin so bet me aba. Uncle Fobin to me my hair and no de drew homopre. Aden mopre too much. Munya betre. Johnson I say don't get ya. Ye she the general mosquito. General. anyway I mean for we see hanam number 1 or 30 platform so subscribe now do or comment to no like na wa share na foforo enye bia hwe nyankopon ko so nchira makro bia bye bye